Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Anderson High School for some more Trojan basketball. It's been a minute since we have been in the home gym for the Trojans, over a week. Last time we were here was January 21st when the Trojans took on the McCallum Knights and really took it to them. So the last time the Trojans were on this court, they had their best offensive explosion of the season, 87 points. So hopefully Trojans can get some of that home court magic back, as they have been on the road for the last two games. Of course, both of them wins, but today they take on the only team so far this season that's really given them much trouble. It is the Raiders of Northeast. The last time these two teams met was at the beginning of the year on January 7th, and it was the only single-digit game that Anderson has played in the district slate so far, a 55-46 win. Javenson Sylvester was the big man in that game who really carried Northeast. Really only, they had 4 players in the scoring column, and one of them only had 2 points, so really 3 players carrying the bulk of the load for them, including Jared Thomas, Kai Roberson, and Javenson Sylvester. Those guys scored 19. Sylvester had 19, Thomas had 14, and Roberson had 11. So my big key in on the game today is going to be box out Sylvester, box out number 0, as he really was able to make a living just getting offensive rebounds and putbacks all game for the Raiders. And Anderson, throughout the season, has been known to let one player kind of get the best of them. We've seen that a few times with a few examples, but back on their home court, their first game of the week, back at full strength. Page is back into the lineup. Mitchell Whitlow is suited out. I assume he will take his place back in the starting lineup, although Fred Dale certainly did challenge him for that job. No points last game, but Dale has been an important piece ever since Whitlow stepped out of the lineup against Crockett in that first game. So he misses a total of 3 games. He did miss. He went out during Travis, so he missed most of the Travis game, and then he missed 4 games after that. He only played for about half the first quarter until we lost Mitch. And Mitch is back today, wearing his uniform, getting some shots up. We are just 3 minutes away from the start of this basketball game. The freshman game was canceled. Not sure the circumstances behind that, but the JV game was, of course, won by the Anderson Trojans, as their excellent run continues at all levels. Believe the JV team has also yet to lose a game in district, but don't hold me to that. But the last game, Anderson won it 63-24. Some of the big players in that one were Jack Francis. He carried the bulk of the team's load with 18 points. Jackson Gill, back-to-back 11-point games, including the last game. Blackerby had 8, Wagner had 9, Langley had 6. Price had 5, Bazarian and Campbell Duncan, and Liam Donahoe, both, all 3 of them had 2. So Anderson relying on fewer players for their offense in the last game. Imagine that might be a similar strategy that they go to, as Jack Francis, very hard to stop, very hard to get around as a defender. He's an excellent defender. That's been his reputation all throughout his career here, but he just gets a lot of those pickpockets and runouts, and a lot of times he's the beneficiary of some give and go on the fast break. Mike Wagner, of course, the big assist man for this Anderson Trojan team, but imagine Anderson will want a little bit of revenge against Northeast for even daring to play a single-digit game against them. Throughout the first half, Northeast was up for a lot of that game. It was a weird one on the road. Had some issues with the clock in that one. It was a funky game, but the Raiders are in town. They've got their black uniforms on for the away, some light blue numbers along with the black. Anderson going to be rocking their home whites. Just a minute before we're going to get started here, it was 49-38 in the JV game. Let's see what the Trojans can do to try and push their win streak to 11 games and have it be 10-0 in district so far this season. That would make them 23-8 on the year. For Northeast, they are the second place team, so it's a 1-2 matchup. They're 7-2 overall. The only other team with a positive win-loss record overall, they're 21-10. The next closest is Lockhart. They're 13-14. and they are at 6-3, tied with Crockett. So that's the top four. McCallum is 4-5, so a little bit of distance in between these teams as far as who's going to make the playoffs. I think we might know our four. But speaking of, Anderson is a win away from a playoff berth here. If they win tonight, they will have clinched the playoffs. I don't imagine Trojans are too nervous about that yet, but it would just go ahead and lock them up. They also get that with a McCallum loss, and Lockhart is traveling to McCallum tonight. So that's a very possible loss for McCallum, for Anderson to clinch anyway. But, of course, they would rather keep the undefeated streak alive. But for now, we're going to go ahead and send it down to the PA. We'll be right back.
Shoots and sneakers gear, Coaches for Cancer. We'd like to recognize anyone who is battling cancer or has in remission. If you would rise, please stand. We'd like to give you a round of applause for all of you fighting the good fight. Anybody? The National Association of Basketball Coaches is proud of you and wishes you well as you continue your battle. Now, we have a national anthem actually sung by real people tonight. We have two members of the Anderson Choir, and they're both in the bells. First up, she's a senior. She's going to be in college next year at Dartmouth doing musical theater, Mrs. Kara Moy. She's a junior. She's going to come back next year and be a senior at Anderson High School, Miss Anna Barrett. Ladies, take it away. Well done, ladies. Forgot to mention that Kara is a member of the All-State Choir. Thanks again for coming. Looking forward to the bells at halftime. Let's do the starting lineups. Let's start with the visiting Northeast Raiders. Head coached by John Smith, assisted by Sean Miller and Markel Lane. Raiders come into the contest 21-10, 7-2 overall. And now for the starters. He wears number 11, 6-foot-tall senior, J.T. Thomas. Also a senior at 6-foot-tall, number 13, Michael Foster. He stands 6'3", he's a junior, number 30, Noah Fleming. And he's a senior, number 4, 6-foot-tall, Kai Roberson. Rounding out the starting lineup for the Raiders at 6'4", he wears number 0, senior, Jevinson Sylvester. And now, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for your Trojan. Trojans are head coached by Daniel Pittsford, assisted by Eric Swanson, Joe Chavez, Michael Stratton, and Robert Lynch. Trojans come in with a 22-8 record, undefeated in district at 9-0. Now for the starting lineups. He's a junior at 6'1", number 1, Mitchell back in action, Whitlow. He's a junior at 6'tall", number 10, been in all my life, Blackerby. Next up, he's a senior at 6'2", number 5, Jack of just one trade, Francis. Next up, he's a senior at 5'11", number 11, Mike Drop Wagner. Rounding out the starting lineup, he's a big man. He's 6'3", number 24, senior Nate the Big Smooth Langley. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. It's going to be a fun night. We got 3 gentlemen that are going to do the best that they can. This is going to be really good tonight. Don't forget the bells at halftime. Looking forward to the bells.
Alrighty, here we go. Excellent as always. Mitch Whitlow has indeed stepped back into the starting lineup for the Anderson Trojans, rocking the number 1. If you remember last time that these two teams played, it was the big Mitch Whitlow game. Buddy went off for 12 points. Nate Langley rocking a new piece of fashion, got the headband on today. As Jevinson, Sylvester, and Langley would be the two tip off. Sylvester going to win this one easily. And this is something that Anderson doesn't face often, and that is an athletic, dynamic big man. He does most of his work at the basket as he's going to take it right to Francis, lays it up, off on that one. Jack has the rebound, and now here comes Wagner. Sylvester chasing him, and they forgot about Bennett. They don't make him pay this time as here's Langley, loses it on the court. Whitlow dives for it. Francis going to pull up from the baseline way off, but we'll call that a pass to Nate. Nate goes up with it, can't finish. Rebound batted around and into the hands of Northeast. Looks like Noah Flemings was the one to take that one away. So here comes Kai Roberson for the Raiders, working his way to the basket, and that's going to be blocked by Langley. Blackerby gets the rebound. Now here comes Wagner, dishes it off to Whitlow, and the Trojans on offense once again. Dishes it to Langley. He has it up top, going to swing it to Whitlow. Mitchell going to put it on the floor. Back to Langley. They left Nate open. He's going to fire and hit. Nate Langley from downtown, expanding his range from just beyond that corner, and the Anderson Trojans have struck first. Roberson around to the right side. Langley cuts him off. They kick it to the corner for JT Thomas. His shot is good. He continues his killing of the Trojans. He had 14 points last game. He already has 3 now. Here comes Langley. Now back over to Wagner. And now back to Nate. Nate skips it across for Bennett. Bennett going to drive to the paint, loses it, and that's out of bounds. He wanted a foul on Roberson, but he won't get it. So 3 apiece early. Minute and a half gone in this one. So here comes Roberson. He's going to drive to his left. Francis cuts it off. He skips it cross court. Lucky that didn't go out of bounds. Now back outside for Thomas. He's going to take the screen from Flemings. Now gets it over to Roberson. Francis picking him up but giving him space. Now back outside for Sylvester. He's going to go right at Langley. Spins, loses it out of bounds, and that's going to be Anderson basketball. That's some good defense from Langley. And a good job cutting off Sylvester on his 2 early drives in the game. And he's going to be deep on the press, so he's going to get a lot of running in today. As here's Francis. Dishes it off to Wagner. Up ahead in the middle to Whitlow. Now a good feed off to Blackerby. He's going to take it to the basket. Shorthand on the layup. Fleming's on the board. Now here's Sylvester. Wagner almost got it away from him, but he's going to be able to get to the basket and lay it in for 2. Aggressive early, or Northeast, and here's Francis kind of trying to play the same game Anderson does. Now back up for Whitlow, into the corner for Blackerby. Now back outside for Francis. Jack going to take a dribble in, zips it cross court to Langley. And now Nate going to take it to the hoop. Euro step, and he gets to the basket and lays it in. A beautiful move to the cup for Nate Langley. He's got all 5 of Anderson's points. And tensions are high in this one at the beginning. As Roberson loses it, but he's able to get it right back, and he gets it over to Jermichael Foster. Had 2 points in their previous outing against the Trojans. Now here comes Sylvester. He's going to try and get downhill on Francis. Instead, he'll pull up for 2, and it rattles in. So Sylvester with 2 made baskets. He's got 4. Now here's Jack Francis. Whitlow going to take it to the cup, and that's going to be a foul going against Roberson. He's upset about it, but you could hear the slap from up here.
Got a foul on the floor. Going to be on the Raiders. Number 4, Ty Roberson.
It will be on the floor. And early on, Northeast with the lead. 7-5. And they get it into Francis, and there it is. That's an excellent inbounds play. It seems to work about 80% of the time for the Anderson Trojans, and they just get Jack Francis an easy look right underneath the hoop. So that'll tie it up. It'll be Northeast ball. They're moving slowly with it here. Roberson sending traffic through. As Sylvester is going to settle low. He had a smaller man on him, but settles for the 3. Wagner pushes pace to Francis. Jack has it in the corner. He'll have to send it back. Risky pass to Wagner, but Mike will have a shot at the elbow. Can't hit. Francis skies for the rebound, and that's going to be another foul on Northeast. That one's going to be on Roberson. I believe that's going to be 2 on him. So an early substitution, Markel Joyner into the ballgame for the Raiders. Anderson will have it underneath. 2 team fouls going against Northeast. None on the Trojans so far. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Can't get it to Francis this time, but it's Blackerby open in the corner. His 3 is no good. Rebound strong to Langley. Nate can't get a foul call. Gets his own rebound again. Dishes it off to Francis. Now Jack going to step back for a jumper. No good. Rebound Langley. Nate goes up. He's fouled this time. So 2 foul shots coming for Nate Langley. A beast on the boards.
Fouls on the shot's going to be on the Raiders. Number 30, Noah Flynn.
Good job, Nate.
Since Nate Langley to the line. 2 shots.
Anderson just trying to be the more physical team here early, and right now Nate Langley has been a major catalyst for that. 5 points as he steps to the line for 2 more, misses the front end just short. Can still come away with the possession with the lead halfway through this first quarter. Nate rattles it in. So that gives the Trojans the lead back, and maybe we are on the horizon of the big Langley game. It's been a while since Nate has really taken over, and I think he might want to based on the play of Sylvester here. Driving in, pulling up from the elbow or the free throw line, and that's good for Jamichael Foster. He's matched his high from the last game. Is streaking full court is Bennett Blackerby. Beautiful find to Jack Francis, and some showtime for the Anderson Trojans. 2 players have all 10 of their points. Francis was 4, Langley with 6, but it has been some unselfish play that's got them there. They have the lead back 10-9 as we are back and forth early. Now driving baseline is Foster. He kicks it back outside. Here comes Sylvester. He's going to pull into a 3, and that's going to be off. Anderson will take that if he wants to settle for those outside shots. He's an interior player as Blackerby skips this one into the corner for Jack. Now Bennett with it outside. Finds Langley. Nate going to put it on the floor. Bumps off his man, going to take a shot at it. No good. Rebound goes to Fleming's underneath. And that's going to be a travel. No comment. I don't know if you saw Langley's face there, but I think Nate would admit that that was a foul. All right, 10-9 is your score. Anderson with the basketball underneath. The benefit of the whistle here early is here's Francis. Just gets off of Sylvester. Screen comes. Jack crosses over, got his man, and he finds a cutting Blackerby who swings it to the corner. Some good passing here for the Trojans as Wagner's floater's no good. Rebound goes to Foster. Anderson not able to knock down some excellent looks here early. Two and a half to play here in the first. Here's Sylvester going to take it at Langley. Has to go cross court with it to Thomas. And they like to get Sylvester running downhill. So he's spending a lot of time out on the perimeter as that's going to be another miss inside. Langley strong for the board. And here comes Mike Wagner. Goes through the legs. A nice move. Dishes it to Francis. Nothing there for Jack, but he'll drive in. Kicks to the corner. Blackerby going to drive now. He finds Whitlow, and Mitch just going to let that one go out of bounds, and Anderson will reset. Bennett really passing here early. He's got his eyes up. He's really looking for a lot of different guys. And now we have Fred Dale and Campbell Duncan in for Whitlow and Langley. Nate, some incredible minutes here to start this game. 6 points and a whole lot of rebounds. As here's Wagner getting it into Jack Francis. Blackerby in the corner. Bennett going to sidestep and take the 3. That's no good. Dale on the rebound, and he got him on a push-off. Tharp was there.
That's on the rebound. It's going to be on the Trojans.
And Fred extended the hands there. That'll be the first on the Trojans, 3 so far on the Raiders. Now here's Foster bringing it up He's been the de facto point guard ever since Kai Roberson had to head to the bench with those 2 fouls. Now here's Sylvester going to try and take it in. Brute force it. Wagner just ripped it away. And Tharp, the fortunate bounce, is they're going to call a foul on. They're going to get that on. I think they're going to get it on Dale. That's 2 quick ones on Fred Dale. But that sends Austin Tharp to the line, scoreless in their last contest.
Mr. Austin Tharp, 2 shots.
Nicholas Hernandez is getting ready to check in for Northeast as well. So here's Tharp's first. That's too strong off the back iron. He can still get the tie, but now Anderson with 2 team fouls, Northeast with 3. Second foul shot is up and no good, but Sylvester almost got that one by himself. Now here comes Wagner, 90 seconds remain in the opening frame. Picking him up is Kowalski Latham. Mike able to get around him easily. Now over to Duncan. Campbell finding Wagner in the corner. Mike going to drive in. Goes behind the back. Ill-advised, and it's out of bounds. Fortunate for the Trojans. Which Pitt wants a little more cutting from the Trojans, as they're trying to get it into Dale underneath, as that one's just too far for him, but he's able to go track it down. 1:18 to go. Blackerby going to get right by his man, take it to the hoop, and gets it to go. A whole lot of contact on that one, as Bennett hits a tough one for his first make of the night. 12-9 lead for the Trojans. It's been very back and forth here. Latham with it outside. A 3-point lead for the Trojans as we cross under a minute to go in this opening frame. Dale trying to defend without picking up that foul. I believe both of the Anderson fouls are against him. Sylvester going to pull up for 3 again. Can't connect, as coming down to get the rebound, as that's got to be a travel, and it is. Dale swiped down on it and didn't get any skin, so that's going to be a travel against Tharp, who mishandled the ball and started his steps. But now with 45 to go, it'll be the same group for the Trojans, as I imagine they might try to hold for the final shot if these last couple seasons of basketball have been enough of a tell. But they're going to make it difficult on the Trojans. Heavy press. Anderson able to break it. Now 35 seconds, so that might actually be better for Anderson if they're really trying to hold it, as they had to waste time getting up the court. As here's Campbell Duncan. He's going to put it on the floor and get it over to Blackerby. Bennett with 25 seconds. 12-9. Zips it to Francis, now back to Bennett. Now the timer will start. Bennett racing in. Gets it to Francis. 7 seconds left. Jack cross court to Blackerby. Blackerby going to pull up. Gets it to go at the buzzer. Bennett Blackerby, his second make of the game, makes it 14-9 at the break. 2 Trojans with 4, and that's Francis and Blackerby. Langley with the big 6. Now we will take our first break of the ball game. Anderson leads it 14-9 after 1. You're listening to Anderson Basketball on Vype Live. We'll be right back.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
As we come back in for the start of the second quarter to some Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's my senior, it was our walkout song, was September. We graduated in May.
Class of 1973, Miss Galen.
It's a great song, though. It really is timeless. Although they do say the word September a lot. But it's just it's so jovial, you know? Can't go wrong with some Earth, Wind, and Fire, although I'm partial to Boogie Wonderland. The 5 in at the start of the second quarter is Whitlow, Francis, Langley, Bazarian, and Gill. Roberson back in the game with those 2 fouls. Jack killed his dribbles, looking for somewhere to go with it. And he's able to save it. Bazarian just able to get rid of it, but this is still going to be a turnover. Good job to avoid this half-court violation. And that's just poked. And Jack Francis going to get the replay. He's going to take it to the basket. And 1! That's a hard foul from Sylvester. Francis slow to get up. Took a big hit, but he'll have a free throw and 2 more points.
is Sylvester.
And any fouls you can put on Sylvester, I don't imagine Anderson's going to be too upset about those calls. So Jack to the line. Of course. So now Anderson has opened it up to an 8-point lead. That's their largest of the ball game, but you can't count out Northeast. This is a scrappy team, and they're going to stay in this. But here's Roberson. It's been a fun one so far for Anderson. Dishes it into the middle. That's a very short shot for Flemings, and Jack is going to be the one to take it away. He's got a man on his hip. He just has to step back. Ooh, that was a backcourt violation, but they didn't call it, so it didn't count. And Jack gets him on the crossover, dumps it off to Langley, and that was a perfectly played drive by Jack Francis. Gets his big man another one underneath, and that'll be an assist for Francis. It's a 10-point game for the Trojans. Now here's Roberson, and that's going to be blocked by Francis. Roberson gets his own board back, throws it off of Francis, but it goes right to Gill. Gill a little too aggressive, and Nate can't catch up to it. I like the idea. But your reigning Central Texas Defensive Player of the Year, Jack Francis, is certainly showing out. I feel like I don't bring that up enough. I should say that about 15 times a game. As here's Bazarian up top as JT Thomas gets free. Can't connect on his second triple of the game, but beautiful batted ball as Langley takes it away. Kowalski Latham almost created a new possession out of that, as here's Jack with it. 6.5 remaining here in the second. Francis working his way around the screen, gets it to Bazarian. Ben going to cross over and pull it back to the perimeter, finds Whitlow. Whitlow going to drive in, still looking for his first make, and that's going to be a foul. Oh, no, a jump ball. That's a nice play by Latham. I think that one could have gone either way. But Whitlow still looking for his first points, had 12 in the last game against Northeast, and he was just excellent in that game. He didn't do anything specifically special, but he just made all the right plays, although he had some absolutely electric pass fakes, and that sounds like kind of an oxymoron, but a good pass fake can really freeze a defense and free you up for a wide open shot that shouldn't really be wide open. As Sylvester is going to fall to the floor hard. It looked like a good box out from Whitlow, but they're still going to get a foul call because he jumped into the air and kind of fell back on Mitch.
That's on the Trojans. Number 1, Mitchell Whitlow.
As here's Roberson getting ready to try and pass it in. Looking for Sylvester. He can't find him. And ooh, Jack, he had his head turned for just a second sooner. He would have had another steal, but it's into Thomas, and here, outside, is Roberson. 11 points in their first meeting, still yet to score here, but now he'll try and go at Francis, and Jack's gonna send that one into the stands. He'll get Jack his first rest. Much earned. 7 points in the game for him, 8 points for Langley. And now Armour getting ready to check in for Gill. Now we have Langley, Whitlow, Wagner, Blackerby, and Armour. So it's the starters minus Francis plus the big DA. Looking to get it into Sylvester. They can't. They're doubling him. And they do get it in, but ooh, a risky one to Latham. Under 6 to play here in the half. Here's Roberson. It's still a 10-point game. Sending traffic through. Joyner at the top. As Langley's doing a great job cutting off the smaller guard. He gets inside, turns him away, skips it back into the corner. Now Latham cut off by Armour. Thomas loses it, and now Wagner's up on him. This has been a great defensive possession for the Trojans, and here comes Sylvester to try and unravel that. But Whitlow comes in, pokes it free, gets it back to Latham, goes behind the back, Wagner defending. Latham steps back, loses it. It's taken away by Langley. Beautiful defense by the Trojans. It's got its crowd on his feet, and here comes Blackerby to the basket, lays it up, can't get it, but Whitlow is there on the follow for 2. That's Mitchell's first bucket. The Trojans are up 12. Oh, you can't be telling the bench to sit down at a time like this, as here comes Sylvester, and that's going to be a foul going against Langley. That'll stay on the floor, though.
Fouls on the floor going on the Trojans. Number 24, Nate Langley.
I think that should just be one against Nate. We got a couple subs here. Thomas is going to check out.
Let's go, Mike.
So Roberson on the inbound. I imagine they're trying to get it to number 0. Only 4 points in the game so far. They get it to the corner for Joyner, and that's going to be another foul on the floor going against Langley. It's a tough one to pick up back-to-back. Now Nate has 2. They're getting Campbell Duncan into the ball game now, and that'll be for Langley. That's 2 quick fouls on Nate. Now the Trojans with 5. They've got 1 more to give. As they're just going to try and get this in. This, interception territory for Wagner, but they are able to get it in to Manny Hymas. Now back outside for Roberson. Sylvester coming, trying to get free. Anderson doing a good job just denying him the ball. Here comes Roberson. He's going to take it to the basket, just shoots it over Wagner, and he's not going to be able to get it. Whitlow able to take it away. Now Whitlow into the front court, dishes it to Blackerby. Bennett, nice acrobatic finish. Way to get that ball up and into the basket. In a tight window, and now into the corner for Joyner. He's going to come up firing. That's going to be an air ball. That's off the foot of Sylvester, and it falls into the hands of Nicholas Hernandez. That's a lucky bounce. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, as that is a much-needed basket for the Northeast Raiders. The Anderson had pushed it to their largest lead of the ball game at 14, but now it's cut back to 12. It will be a timeout on the floor. It will just be 30 seconds. So you know what we're going to do. We're just going to go ahead and keep it here. Sylvester 4, JT Thomas 3, Hernandez and Foster both with 2. 2 points in the game on that last basket for Mitch Whitlow. Sylvester's still out on the floor. Not a lot of rest for him. Roberson out there as well. So here's Wagner looking for somewhere to go with it. And they are able to get it to Campbell Duncan to beat the press. Now he's going to try and force it to Whitlow. Campbell Duncan gets the loose ball, and he was lucky to have Roberson trip him, because it would have been another turnover for Anderson, and Roberson is going to pick up his 3rd foul of the half. So their point guard, who was the guy that directed the offense last game, that kept it so close, is going to head out. He did have his problem with turnovers, though, and in this game, he's got his trouble with fouls. Now Armour going to check out for Jack. So Langley's out. Duncan is in, along with all the starters. Halfway through the quarter, 4:03 left in the half. Jack looking to get it in, or looking to catch it off the Wagner pass, I should say. Now looking for Wagner. And that's going to be an illegal screen going against Whitlow.
On the Trojans, number 1, Mitchell Whitlow.
So that's 2 fouls on Mitch. That was the last foul to give for Anderson. They're going to get Whitlow out before he picks up another one. And they'll get Gill into the game. 12-point game, 3:57 to go. Jamichael Foster running the show now that Roberson's out. Hands it off to Thomas. Now there's Hymas. Sylvester coming around the perimeter trying to get the ball to him. Now, but Foster going to take it in. Kills his dribble, dumps it off to Sylvester. He'll get a shot. That's going to be going against Gill. But it'll be 2 free throws at the line.
Buzz on. The shot's going to be on Trojans. Number 4.
You got this, Jim.
Jackson Gill to the line. Jefferson Sylvester, 2 shots.
2 for Sylvester. Makes the first.
Jim drains the first, shoots 1 ball.
So he'll step to the line for 1 more. 11-point game. Anderson out of fouls to give. As that's going to rattle out, so Jiv goes 1 for 2 at the line. He's just got 5 points after that. Now here's Gill, working around, just trying to get it to Francis. He's able to. Jack out there on Foster. Screen comes from Duncan. Jack takes it into the paint. Going to pull up for 2. Banks it in. Jack Francis. Got started a little early here today. We are cruising right along, heading to halftime. As now here's Sylvester with it on the perimeter. 17 fouls for the Trojans, just 5 for Northeast. That's Foster. screen comes from Sylvester. They try to get it to him, but Campbell Duncan fronting him. Foster going to pull up for three. That's going to break off the back iron. Francis tracks down the rebound, and he's going to dish it ahead to his point guard, Wagner. Foster coming in hard at Wagner, but Mike going to take it straight to the basket. No one-stop ball. That's Wagner's first deuce of the game. And now the Trojans with a 15-point lead. That is their largest of the game. Now here's Foster, has it poked free by Wagner. Wagner able to rip it away. Pass ahead to Campbell Duncan. That was over-the-shoulder catch. What a snag from Campbell Duncan. Campbell playing some wide receiver on that one. Just took it right off the DB's shoulder pad. And we will have a baseline out for the Trojans. That was the last foul to give for Northeast. So Anderson will be shooting a 1-and-1 on the next foul. 2:35 to go in half number one. Wagner looking, finds Gill. Gill going to catch and shoot. Can't connect. Rebound goes high to Flemings. So here comes Sylvester. He's going to pull up from the free throw line, and that's going to rattle out. He's settled for some of these outside shots here. He hasn't really tried to get downhill in a little while. That's going to be his best way to score, I think. And they find Gill. Gill left open again. Can't connect on this one. Jack tried to bat it out, but Sylvester is there. It's now a one-on-one for Sylvester. Wagner just going to try and stay in front of him. Couldn't do much to influence that shot as Jiv Sylvester up to 7 points in this one. 27-14. It's down to a 13-point lead again. Under 2 to go as Blackerby able to get it to Wagner. Now back over to Blackerby. Was a little risky. They leave Campbell Duncan wide open in the corner, and eventually they're going to make someone pay. As here's Francis, goes and gets the board over Sylvester, and Campbell Duncan bats it free. Now going to the floor to get it, and this should be a jump ball, and it should stay right here. Some good hustle from the young man. As it will be Dale and Armour back in for Gill and Duncan. So a lot of substitutions here. 1:43 to go in the half. While we have a moment, go ahead and update our scoreboard. It's 27-14. Jack trying to spin free, can't. Blackerby can't get open. They find Armour cutting to the basket. He somehow comes away with it, and this will be a 1-and-1 for Derek. The shots aren't falling, but the hands team is out in full effect.
Puts DA at the line, 1-and-1.
1-and-1 for Derek. Got a crash on the shot. His first is going to be too strong. Rebound gone up and grabbed by Latham. Now here comes Sylvester. Sylvester going to take it all the way to the hole. Going out of control. Too strong on that one. Armour able to save it. Throws it in. Gets it to Dale. Nice job to avoid the defenders. Now here comes Francis. He's going to be trapped over there on the wing. He's going to launch it cross court to an open Bennett Blackerby. He's going to set up for the three. That's good. Bennett Blackerby from downtown. He's got 9. 16-point lead for the Trojans. 1:15 to go in the half. They get it into Sylvester. He's going to take another one. Gets that one to go, but if he's going to keep shooting those jumpers, I think Anderson is going to have to make their bed with that. Because you can't play too close to him because he can get by you with his speed. And here comes Dale to the basket. Fakes the pass. Can't get it to go, but Armour is there to get the easy board. Now here comes Wagner. Going to find a wide open Blackerby. He's going to come up firing. Just short. Rebound Latham. 45 to go, and Northeast is going to come pushing. Here's Latham. Goes right into the body of Wagner. That's a beautiful defense on the transition. Latham wants a foul, but Wagner was able to keep his hands up or keep his hands on the ball. So that goes out of bounds. It's 30-16. So no foul, just baseline out for Latham. Latham gets it in and stolen, just plain stolen by Wagner. Mike going to get an easy look on the other end, and that's his second deuce of the game. Mike Wagner, 4 points, 32-16. Anderson has officially doubled their opponent's score. Here comes Latham. And, into Fleming, almost taken away. Fleming going to get to the basket, kicks to the corner low. Back outside for Hernandez. He's going to come up shooting, banks it in. So a 3 there, 12 seconds left for Wagner. Now under 10. Wagner not showing off that aggressiveness. He's looking for somewhere to go with it. Dishes it to Armour, and that was a little too aggressive there as Joyner going to come up and will be well short at halftime. So Anderson gives up a 3 at the end of the quarter, but they are still in good shape. Up 13 at the break. 32-19. Leading scorers, 2 Trojans and 1 Raider. Francis Blackerby and Sylvester all have 9. Nate Langley is the high man behind them with 8. 4 for Wagner, 3 for JT Thomas of Northeast. And then on their side, Hernandez has 2. Jamichael Foster, Hernandez has 5 with that last 3. So Hernandez with 5. Jamichael Foster with 2. Mitch Whitlow also with 2, and that's the brunt of your scoring. We're going to go ahead and take a break, send it to halftime. When we come back, we'll discuss what went right and what went wrong. Right now, 9.5 minutes still of halftime ahead of us. We'll be back in about 5 or 6. I'd like to thank you for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Glad to be back in the home gym. I'm sure you are too. Imagine we are sitting right here at center court where we should be. We actually have a good place to sit for us here, and there is no place like home. Got the official stats read out for us.
Whitlow had 2. Wagner had 4.
Yep, going to go ahead and send it to break. I've been Jack Farrell. You have been listening to Anderson Basketball on Vype. Please stay with us, but go ahead and grab yourself some food or grab yourself a snack or something, as it is halftime. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts.
Wait, hold on just a moment.
It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts. But did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events. For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at vype.com.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same-day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
For high school sports coverage second to none, discriminating sports fans, booster clubs, and student bodies will tell you Vype stands above the rest. Vype can provide your school and your entire school district with complete digital video streaming and live broadcast coverage at prices that fit your budget. Find out more information at Vype, VYPE.com. VYPE.com.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live, we bring your teams to you.
Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype, VYPE.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13. Again, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown, Rangers.
16 seconds, really close up the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Hey high schoolers, are you interested in a career in sports media? Vype can help. Launched in 2017, our Vype U Ambassador Program is a one-of-a-kind educational scholarship program that offers high school students a chance to gain hands-on experience in the sports media field. Vype U also gives students a platform to build their portfolio of creative work under the guidance of Vype's seasoned professionals. From covering games to publishing photos, writing articles, and conducting on-camera interviews, each Vype U ambassador receives an immersive experience geared toward their interests, while promoting their own school and preparing them for their future. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out more about Vype U today.
Alrighty, back into it. Trojans had it up to as many as 16 there in the first half before a 3 at the end of the second quarter from Nicholas Hernandez cut it down to 13. So that's where we're at heading in to this third quarter. It's been a good game for Jack Francis. 9 points for him, 8 points for Langley. Bennett Blackerby started out a bit slow, but then started filling it up in a hurry. He has 9, Wagner with 4, Whitlow with 2. Anderson did a pretty decent job slowing down Jiv Sylvester. He has just been he's an unstoppable force all season. But Anderson doing a pretty good job of fronting him anytime he tries to get into the post. They've been doing a good job cutting off a lot of those drives. He hasn't had many good looks at the basket, but started to connect on some of those mid-range jump shots that I think Anderson is content to give him, but it's up to him to knock those down. He's able to go against his own scouting report and get a little bit going from the perimeter, a little bit further out from even the charity stripe there. It's going to be a tough half for Anderson to slow him down. JT Thomas, who came out just like a house of fire in that first game, he had 14 points, only with 3 tonight. You could tell that was not necessarily an outlier game, but on the spectrum of his scoring averages, 14, I assume is going to be pretty high. Kai Roberson, who is
one of the members of the Anderson basketball team,
the point guard here. Kai Roberson had 11 points in that first game. As we're getting a quick salute on the court to Longhorn legend Colin Page. And once again, shout out to Colin. But yeah, Roberson had 11 points in that first game, 3 fouls in the first half, so didn't have too many minutes. But we are just about ready to get going here. So yeah, Colin Page and Ed Small, a freshman baseball player, joining the Longhorn family.
Anderson putting out the D1 athletes right and left.
Athlete factory. Imagine some of these guys on this Anderson team this year will have looks at the next level. In fact, I know that they do. 32-19 is your score as we start quarter number 3. Anderson also with some foul trouble. Dale with 2, Whitlow with 2, Langley with 2. Trojans will start on defense as the Raiders do have the possession arrow. It's starters out for the Trojans. So here's Roberson to pass it in. And waiting on the refs. There we go.
Clock guy was talking to the refs, holding them up. That's Scott Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Now we are ready to go. Foster, they're looking to get it into him. They get it to Sylvester. They got it to him way inside. Is there going to be another miss underneath? Is Francis just able to save that? They've had several like that today. As here's Thomas with it. Jack Francis going to take it up now for the Trojans with Roberson defending him. Jack going to cross to his right. Gets Roberson off of him. Roberson putting his hand in his face. Jack going to try and get around him. And that's going to be a foul going against Roberson, and I believe that's going to be 4.
Raiders number 4, Ty Roberson.
Because Roberson will have to come out. And this is a lot like the Lockhart game for Jack Francis, where he just played about 7 minutes before having to he fouled out. Just some tough calls for him. As Whitlow, beautiful feed into Wagner, and Mike gets it to rattle in. Give Mitch Whitlow the assist. That's the 3rd deuce of the game for Mike Wagner. He's got 6 points. So the Trojans strike first in both halves today. As Jack can't get the steal on Sylvester, almost did, but he steps back into the corner. That's a miss off the side, and now lob ahead to Blackerby. Bennett one-on-one, takes it in, and 1 plus the foul. Sylvester took a tough spill on the other end, right near the water cooler. I think he must have slipped, but he is up and ready to go here, but not before Bennett Blackerby gets an and 1 on the other end, pushes him to 11 points. First, our concern's got to be for Jiv Sylvester here. So he's come up a little bit hobbled. He will be able to stay in the game, but he did take a spill. As Bennett, his free throw is going to rattle in. He's up to 12. Here's Sylvester. He's going to go right at Langley, and Nate forced him off the block and forced him into a tougher shot. As Wagner over to Francis. Francis going to drive in, gets caught in the air. Langley able to save it. Nate going to lower his shoulder and get the basket. Nate Langley just trying to out-physical Sylvester in this game, and in the time he has been on the floor, he's done a good job at it. It's now a 20-point lead for Anderson. As you can tell, they wanted to get some revenge after that last game. As here's Sylvester looking for Thomas. Thomas comes off the screen, now back outside for Latham. Now back to Thomas. Francis picks him up. Now here's Foster. Foster backing in. Wagner pokes it free. Mike into the front court. It's a 3-on-2. Mike takes the bump and gets the basket to go nonetheless. Mike Wagner up to 8 points. Scrape your way into 10, Mike. I want to get you in the booth after the show. They get it into Fleming. He's going to go at Langley. Sylvester gets the pass. Francis just has to foul him. Jack doesn't like the call, but the call was made.
Jack Francis.
Get him on the reach, but it was on the shot as well. So Sylvester will head to the line.
Jiminson, Sylvester, 2 shots.
41-19. Sylvester looking to crack his way into double figures. Can't do it there. Short on the front end. That was just the first team foul going against Anderson. And Whitlow will get his turn on the bench. 1 for 2, so up to 10 for him. And they get it into Blackerby. Ref messed with that shot. Bennett had a wide open corner 3, and the ball hit the ref. So just bad luck there for Anderson as a 6th defender got out onto the court. Here's Foster, and that is a huge swing against the Trojans. As here's Jack trapped in the corner. It wasn't a great pass from Langley to get him there. But Nate, oh no, he didn't pick up his foot. He didn't pick up his foot. Oh my goodness. Nate had his back foot. He kind of stepped through. I don't think he walked. But now back under 18, as that is just a monumental swing. The ref getting in the way of what would have been a wide open Blackerby 3, as Foster misses the layup badly, and instead it's a foul against, or a travel against Anderson, and they get a 3 out of it as well. But Anderson able to limit the damage to just 3 points on that swing as they get it into Blackerby in the corner, this time with ease. Bennett going to face up and shoot. That one rattles out. Rebound goes to Flemings, and now here comes Northeast. Lob ahead to Thomas. Thomas going to put it on the floor, takes it in. Floater is no good. Rebound goes to Francis, but Jack couldn't get it. And now Francis is able to, or excuse me, Wagner is able to throw it off of Thomas. And it'll stay here. Wagner making sure everything's okay, as that was a violent throw, but well in his grounds as a basketball player. So it will be Trojan basketball after the break, I believe. But it's a timeout on the floor, and it'll be a 30-second timeout. So we'll just go ahead and keep it here. Want to do that. You don't want to get our 10-minute scoring drought out of the way too early, because it will happen. As here comes Langley on the quick give. Now up ahead to Blackerby. Bennett going to step into a triple. That's good. Bennett Blackerby making him pay. He's up to 15, and it's been a big explosion for him. Looking to get it into Flemings. He's going to take it right at Dale. Got him in the air. Nice job. But Blackerby on the block, and Bennett is incensed. As we kind of saw a similar thing against Northeast last game, Anderson got out to that big lead, and all of a sudden, Whistle started coming in a big way. Now Fleming's got to make him pay. Does on the first.
At the line for the Raiders, that's Noah Fleming. He's good on the first. He'll shoot one more.
It's his first point of the game on that free throw. Gets it back down to a 20-point game. Now Fleming again. That's no good. Rebound nearly taken away by Wagner. Wagner able to kind of pass it off to Dale. But now here comes Langley running the floor. Nate dishes it for Francis. His look at a 3. That's good. Jack Francis from downtown. Hadn't looked for his outside shot much today, but he connects on that one, and it's a big one. Pushes him over double figures. 47-24. It's a 23-point ball game. Now here comes Foster. He steps back for 3, and now he's starting to get it going. That's his second 3 of the half. Foster just 2 points in their last game together, has 8 points here now. Wagner moving east to west instead of north and south. Able to get it across to Francis. Jack going to take it into the basket. Euro step, gets around Sylvester, but he can't finish. No, excuse me, that's Fleming. Sylvester is headed to the bench. He's been out here. He's been out of the game here for a minute. I assume he was a little bit shaken up on that fall from before, but now we are halfway under the third, or halfway through the third quarter. Back to a 20-point game off that Fleming's 3. Now driving in, and that's going to be another foul on Blackerby.
Fouls on the shot's going to be on the Trojans. Number 10, Bennett Blackerby.
That'll send Markel Joyner to the line.
To the line, 2 shots, Markel Joyner.
Blackerby doesn't have as much of a case on that one as he did on the previous shot, as Joyner's rattles out. They're going to be defending very tight here, or the Raiders. As Joyner goes 0 for 2. And now the Trojans come the other way. Jack going to put on the gas, take it all the way to the hoop, and score. Jack Francis going coast to coast. 14 points in the ball game for him. Now they get it into Hernandez, who got him on a nice back cut, but Wild with the shot. Now here comes Dale. Wagner looking, doesn't have anywhere to go with it. Instead, he'll work his way around, goes behind the back to Dale. Can't repay him, and Joyner big on the board. Langley going to try and come take it away. Blackerby trying to come take it away, but it will go the other direction. Anderson still with a 22-point lead. Ooh, Foster wanted that one. They get it to Hernandez in the corner, though. He gets around Dale. Langley pokes it away. It's on the floor. Fleming somehow comes up with it, and they left the wrong man open. And he can't make him pay this time. Hernandez on the glass. He's going to go up with it. Langley goes up to get the board. Not sure that's not a foul call on Thomas over the back, but here comes Francis into the front court. Going to take it himself. Gets the deuce. Jack Francis. He had Blackerby open, but I think that one was a little personal. Francis had 14. Blackerby had 15. Now Jack has 16. No, I don't think they're aware of how many points that they have in the moment like that. I think Jack just wasn't sure he could fit that pass on a dime, as Nate Langley able to poke it away from Foster. Wagner almost got the run out, but it's back to the Raiders. Now here comes Thomas driving in, stepping back, trying to get around Blackerby, and they're going to get another one on Bennett. I think that Bennett might have said something to that particular ref at halftime that hurt his feelings, because that's 3 fouls and not a lot of time on Bennett Blackerby as just as he was starting to heat up. But no matter for the Trojans, you just got to play through it. 51-27 as Sylvester is out there on Bazarian, and that is certainly a mismatch as they pointed out here, as they're going to get Bazarian on it. I feel like a lot of times the biggest issue is how inconsistent the officiating is half to half, because Bazarian was able to get away with things like that against Sylvester in the first half, but he's not in the second, and now it's a foul. But he spins off of Bazarian, goes up with it, misses the shot, gets it back. He's going to go try and up through two more Trojans. Can't get it. Armour is able to come away with it. Now here comes Wagner, and we will take a breather. Up ahead to Duncan, into the corner for Francis. Jack faces up. He's going to take it to the basket, and that's going to be I heard that from here. Latham jumping into the air, but I heard skin from up here, and I have my ears covered.
Latham.
Trojans looking to get it in. They do to Francis. Now it's back out for Duncan. Duncan going to take it in. Floater's no good. It looks like it missed out of his hand, and that's going to be out of bounds off Armour. So the scoring is stagnated here for a moment. 51-27, minute and a half left in the third quarter. It'll be Manny Hymas bringing it up for the Raiders. Taking their time here, already 15 seconds gone in this possession. They get it into Sylvester. He's going to go right at Francis. Jack takes a hit, and they're going to get it to go, plus the foul. He lowered his shoulder into him hard, got up, and got it to go.
Basket fouls on the Trojans. Number 5, Jack Francis, to the line and 1. Jivison. Sylvester.
Not sure how Francis is supposed to defend something like that. Still 22. Sylvester to the line. Goes off the back iron, knocks it down. 13 for him. Wagner able to get around Thomas, and he passes it over to Francis. Minute left here in the quarter. Not time enough to hold for the final shot, I believe, but Francis on the give and go. Got him in the air. Over to Wagner. He's going to try for 3. Gets it to go. Mike Wagner's first three-pointer of the game. He's into double figures with 11. Now, if I'm, well, they're not going to take my advice. They're going to go right into it. Sylvester misses the 3. Wagner pokes it out of bounds. It will stay here. I was going to say they might want to just hold for the final shot. You don't want to give Anderson another opportunity to cut into this, especially since they have possession arrow in the next quarter. So now it will be their ball on the inbound. Joyner in the game. Tharp in the game, checking in as well. They get it into Thomas. He's going to come up firing. High arcing shot, drops.
Deep 3.
As Duncan able to get it into Jack. Jack taking his time with it, under 30 seconds to go here in the quarter. That's the second 3 of the ball game for JT. Ooh, Armour thought that might have been for him, but it was to Francis. And now Jack gets it. He gets it to Armour now in the corner. Derek just has to reset, and he smartly does, out to Francis. 10 seconds in the quarter. Francis isolated out on Hymas. Crosses to his right. Steps back. Dishes it to Campbell Duncan. Campbell off to Armour underneath. Got a man in the air, and he'll head to the line for a pair of free throws. Derek missed the front end of a 1-and-1 earlier, but now he'll have a chance at 2 with 1.27 left in the third quarter. Anderson
35, Austin Tharp.
looking to push it back to a 23-point game if DA is able to knock down both. That one's off. 14 points in the quarter for Northeast. As Derek hits the second. Now Armour checking out. As they're just going to try and get it in for a heave. As Jack takes it away, gets a layup at the buzzer! Jack Francis putting the Trojans further up. It's 18 points for Francis. And now that's a 24-point lead. Monster steal for Jack. As not only does it eliminate a heave, it's another pair for the Trojans. Anderson scores 25 in the second quarter to Northeast's just 14. So Anderson coming out very strong in the third quarter once again. Go ahead and take another 30-second break. We'll be right back. It'll be time for the fourth quarter. You're listening to Anderson Basketball on Vype.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
Third and 13. Not yet. Another reverse. Breaking tackles. Dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds. Really close at the corner. Rotates to Wilson. She fires the three. Oh my God! It went in. Cavaliers pull ahead by one.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
Right going to be Trojans ball coming out.
Fourth quarter out of 4. Trojans will have the ball, just able to get it into Wagner. Hernandez defending. Mike stepping back, just trying to get around him. He's able to get across court. Screen coming for Whitlow. Up to Langley. Now Nate facing up. He's going to take it himself into the paint. Now back outside. Mike left open. Instead, he's going to drive in. Pull up from the short range. No good. Rebound goes underneath to Joyner. Blackerby wants it. Langley wants it. But the Raiders want it more. Going right in at Wagner. Nice job from Mike to cut that off. Shot from Roberson.
Nice move.
Finally back into the game. He hasn't played much with 4 fouls. That's his first make of the game, and I think that this game might be going a little bit differently if he is in the ball game. Now here's Wagner into the corner for Blackerby. Blackerby going to put it into the put it on the floor. Might have been better to just put that shot up. And now Coach Pitt just going to go ahead and call the timeout. Everyone in the gym was a little confused about that whistle. But now with a minute gone, Anderson going to go ahead and burn their first timeout.
I'm going to take this time.
It'll be full.
People never get many accolades, but they're always here working hard, staying late before practice all the time. Let's give a big round of applause to the athletic training staff here at Anderson. Those ladies and gentlemen work hard under the Coach Busby and Coach No do a great job, and they've been here a while and they know what to do. Thank you all for all that you do. The training staff, that guy's amazing. Another shout out to the Bells. They did great tonight.
We'll go ahead and keep it here. Just wanted to get our shout out in for our training staff. Can never thank them enough. Anderson leads it by a healthy 22. Trojans will have it in the corner. There's Mike. Gill into the game for Whitlow. He's over there using that massage gun. Always wanted to try one of those. But here's Francis crossing over on Roberson. Dishes it off to Blackerby. He's going to catch and shoot. That's good. Bennett Blackerby from downtown. He continues to heat up. 18 points in the game, right along with Jack Francis. As that's another interception for Wagner. And a lob ahead to Langley, and that's intercepted by Latham. That's intercepted? No, Fleming's actually going to catch it. He's going to take it to the hoop. Miss, and they're going to get Francis on the foul.
Foul on the shot is going to be on the Trojans. Number 5, Jack Francis.
That's the 7th team foul on the Trojans. Just 4 in this half on Northeast. So Northeast definitely shooting more free throws in this one than Anderson. But Fleming's misses. They've had a hard time at the line once they've got there, though. Second one's good for Fleming's. So now Noah with 2. Ooh, that's over in the back for Mike Wagner, but they'll let it go. Now here's Wagner driving in. He's going to get to the cup. Loses it going up, but it will stay here.
Come on, Zebra, double backcourt.
They've missed a couple backcourts on both sides here today. But it will be Wagner to inbound it. Let's update it from the last Blackerby triple. 60-36, Anderson scoring plenty of points here tonight. They get it into Francis, who gets it back to Wagner. Mike going to try and get it back out to Jack, and he does. Jack going to drive in, dishes to Langley. Nate with the finish. Some beautiful passing all night from the Anderson Trojans, and that is 4 Anderson players in double figures. That's your Aflac trivia question. Can you name them? Who doesn't love the sound of Gilbert Gottfried's voice as the Andersons are out and running? Francis off balance, gets it to go. That's another 20-piece for Jack on the attack. Ooh, just out of the outstretched hands as Hernandez comes up shooting. Gill comes up rebounding, but he also comes up missing it, and that's going to go out of bounds. It went off of Gill's legs. So it'll stay here. As they get it into Joyner, but he was caught under the basket, able to get his own board. Langley trying to take it away. That's got to be a jump ball. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Langley. The ball was held for a good several seconds. But they're going to give him free throws. That's fine.
Markel Joyner to the line. 2 shot.
Because I don't doubt that Langley fouled him. It just came several seconds after he was holding the ball as well with Joyner. And Joyner hits the first.
Markel drains the first, shoots 1 more.
He's 1 for 3 from the line now in this game. 64-37 is your score. He's going to try and make it 64-38. And he can't do it. Francis on the board, goes up strong to get it, dumps it off to Langley. Now Nate into the front court, takes it to the basket, gets it to go. I heard some skin on that one as well, but Langley will take it. 14 points for Nate. Here comes Roberson, steps back for 3. That's good.
It's a deep 3, Kai Roberson.
Northeast starting to heat up from downtown in this half. Looks like it's going to be too little too late. Or rather, maybe just too much from Anderson. As here comes Blackerby, he's driving in, steps back, takes it, and that's got to be a foul. He was deep into his landing space, and they finally call it late. It was the official on the baseline, but you've got to give the player space to land when he goes up with it.
Fouls on the Raiders, number 35, Austin Tharp. Since Bennett Blackerby to the line.
Bennett had less than no landing space on that. But he gets what he's owed. That's just the 5th team foul going against Northeast. Bennett misses the first as Langley's going to head to the bench. Liam Donahoe into the game. 5 minutes remain. Bennett goes 1 for 2, gives him 19 on the game. Now here comes Sylvester, getting downhill, going right at Jack. Got him in the air, and Francis with the block. Now here comes Blackerby. He's got a 2-on-2, and ooh, nice play by Kowalski Latham to jump up and knock down that pass. He's going to take it to the basket. Misses the layup. Donahoe on the board. Blackerby on the clear out. Wagner has it knocked out of bounds as Latham is a little too hyped up. Apologies if you all heard that. Those some loud profanities. I know we all know that word, but the FCC likes to pretend that we don't, and we could get in trouble. So here's Francis on the baseline, gets it into Gill. Now here's Blackerby, knocks it down. Bennett Blackerby, his hot shooting night continues. He's up to 22. Could have any number of guys on, as it's been an excellent showing for Anderson, getting some revenge against this Northeast team. Now swing it into the corner for Hymas. His high arcer is off. Rebound goes to Gill. Now here's Wagner, going to get it to Donahoe running the floor. Liam to the basket, 4-2. Donahoe scoring in back-to-back games for the Anderson Trojans, and they are up to 32 points, 72-40. Now here's Hymas. Anderson seems like they might be making a point, as we have seen much less of this bench than we have seen all throughout the season in this game. Although that might be a thing where you're headed down to the end of the season, you might want to tighten your rotation and get your guys used to playing the minutes that they're going to play as they move to the postseason, as Wagner knocks that one away. And they're able to get it back. Now here's Hymas from the corner. His three's no good. Gill able to get the board and bats it away to Francis. Now here comes Jack into the front court. Ooh, almost got away with the travel. Here's Donahoe with his second basket of the game off the assist from Mike Wagner, who has just been all over the court tonight. Only 11 points, but just an unbelievable amount of steals, an unbelievable amount of assists. He has just played an excellent game here this evening. Now up top, Tharp sets the screen for Hymas. They get it to Sylvester. Pump fake. He's going to drive at Francis, pulls up, gets it to go, rattles that in. Sylvester with 15 points, and now we have a timeout on the floor. That'll make it 74-42.
Timeout on the floor. Rangers goes. What's a full timeout?
It'll be a full timeout called by Northeast, so a minute on the clock. We'll go ahead and take our next break. Will probably be our last one for this game. Not much time left here. Anderson cruising to a victory at 74-42. We'll be right back after this.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3-13, not yet, another reverse. Breaking tackles, dives to the end zone. Touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, really close in the corner. Rotates to Wilson, she fires the three. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by one.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com.
So bench mob time for Anderson. This is Northeast keeping the starters in. Some of the starters in, I should say. Under 3 minutes to play. Here comes Corey Price, along with Jackson Gill, Ben Bazarian, Liam Donahoe, and Campbell Duncan. Campbell coming up to set the high screen, but Price gets away from him on the spin. Gets it into Bazarian. Couldn't quite come up with it. That's a little too much from Price on that one, as they will head back after the turnover. So if that is the end of the night for the starters, and I imagine it is, Bennett Blackerby, excellent game from him, had 22. Jack Francis had 20. Langley had 14, and Wagner had 11. Whitlow's been on the bench for most of this half. Looks like I've been having some issues with cramping or something. He had 2 points in this game, but a good to see him back as Bazarian comes up with the ball, gets it ahead to Gill. Gill going to step into his own shot, knock it down.
Jackson. Is it real, Gill?
Hasn't kept up the hot shooting that he had in these past couple games, but that's his first make. As he has become one of the key pieces of this Anderson rotation, and now here's Sylvester outside. Andrew Alexander ready to check in as he's just going right at Donahoe.
Nice move.
That's a big man move for Sylvester, up to 17 points. Now here comes Bazarian, going to step back, dumps it off to Donahoe, a good find, and Donahoe is going to head to the line for, no, that's their last to give actually, so it'll stay here. It'll be a side out for the Trojans. 44 points in the game for Northeast, 17 of those scored by Sylvester, had 19 in the first game between these two teams. We're up to 76. Anderson knocking on the door of another 80-piece, but they'll need to get on their horse if they want to do it. They've got a minute and a half, and I don't imagine that they are too keen on getting too many more shots up. In the name of sportsmanship. So get it to Donahoe. Liam puts it on the floor, kicks it back outside the hole. Now here's Donahoe, back out for Price. Price going to put it on the floor, take it to the basket, lays it up, can't get it to go. Roberson there. I believe in ordinary time they might call that a foul, but here comes Roberson all the way downhill, and they're going to get a foul going against the Trojans here.
Was on the Trojans, number 3, Corey Price.
Is Joyner, no, excuse me, it'll be Roberson to the line, who's got 5 points in the game. 1:21 left. As Donahoe goes to the ground, but able to get rid of it. Now here's Price. I have to worry about getting it across sooner or later. But Price able to. Roberson defending him. Looks, ooh, and that one was for Hull, but I don't think Kalen realized it. And that will go out of bounds off of Anderson. I don't think a Trojan player touched it. I think Bazarian thought they might have. But a couple more possessions here and we will be on our way. Now driving in is Joyner, and he'll head to the line to extend this game just a few more minutes.
That was on the Trojans, number 32, Liam. Sends Markel Joyner back to the line. No shot.
1 for 4 in the game from the line is Joyner.
Markel, first one's good, shoots one more.
And he goes 2 for 2 to even it up at 50 on his percentage today. Now here's Donahoe. Liam going to go to the floor again, able to save it. As the Northeast crowd wants every single call. They wanted to travel on Donahoe as Alexander.
After Liam does a little curly kneel impression.
Now from the corner. That's going to rattle in for Foster.
Jermichael Foster.
Foster cracks into double figures now. Here's Price as they are really playing to the whistle here. As it's 78-49 as they dump it into Donahoe. Donahoe just going to pull it back out the smart sportsmanship play. But Anderson's going to win this one. As there's Andrew Alexander dribbling the clock out. As they are really playing to the final buzzer here. As Price just going to take that and sit with it. As that will be enough to run out the buzzer. It's 78-49.
Thanks again for coming out. To all you out there battling cancer, we're thinking about you.
So the Trojans get the victory here against this Northeast team that really had them struggling in the first meeting of the season. And that means the Anderson Trojans have clinched a playoff berth. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and be back for the post-game show. We'll be right back right after this.
Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, one of the largest broadcast networks in Texas and the nation. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com. Vype is the leader in high school sports broadcasts. We've been doing it for 15 years.
3rd and 13, not yet, another reverse, breaking tackles, dives to the end zone, touchdown Rangers.
16 seconds, Lily pulls up in the corner, rotates to Wilson, she fires the 3. Oh my God, it went in! Cavaliers pull ahead by 1.
Log on to Vype, VYPE.com. Vype Live, the leader in high school sports broadcasts. Wait, hold on just a moment. It's true that Vype Live, formerly KMAX Sports, excels at high school sports broadcasts, but did you know that Vype Live does more than sports? Vype Live does band recitals, academic events, For more information on how Vype Live can broadcast your event, email us at vype.com. Hey, buddy, you say you wish someone was covering your favorite high school sports teams? You just couldn't make it to the game and you need to find out now what's going on? Well, my friend, your prayers are answered. Go to Vype.com and hit Find Your School to see what Vype is saying about your great community. See for yourself why Vype is the leader in high school sports coverage in Texas. Check us out at Vype, VYPE.com.
All right, we are back in for the Trojan postgame show. We are joined today by the man behind the Anderson offense, and let's face it, a lot of the Anderson defense, the point god himself, Mr. Mike Wagner. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. An excellent game for you. You finished with 11 points, but that is barely telling the whole story. You were filling up the stat sheet with some assists and with some steals. How would you evaluate your game tonight, and what do you bring as far as the offense for this team?
I thought I played pretty well. I always try to come out every game and just be solid, try to lead by example for the rest of this team, and I thought I did that pretty well tonight.
This is a Northeast team that, to date, has been the only team in district this season that has held it to a single-digit game. That was the when y'all went to their place and were able to eke out a win, and what was a very weird game. What did it mean to your team to come out and really stick it to a team that had the audacity to try and play a close game with the Anderson Trojans?
Absolutely. That's exactly how we saw it. We thought the last game was too close, and we wanted to show them that wasn't going to happen again.
Now, you're a guy that doesn't like to look for his own shot a whole lot. You'll take it when you're open, and you'll take it when it fits or when you know you can get your team a basket. But you're really more concerned with dishing and diming it out to the other guys on your team, and you really did that tonight. I mean, Bennett Blackerby, 22 points, Jack with 20, Nate with 14. You had 11, 4 of you guys in double figures. What do you see, like, when you're out there and on a fast break as y'all force so many? What are you doing? Are your eyes up? Are you looking ahead? Are you looking for like a trailing guy? Like, what do you think? What's like your first instinct?
Absolutely. Well, we have a little saying here. It's called the defense is always wrong. So, like, on a fast break, I'm always looking ahead. And then if nothing's ahead of me, then I know something's behind me. So that's kind of the progressions I go through. And
for you, when you come out with a crazy behind-the-back pass and you get it to your open teammate, who are you most confident in, like, every time that's going in?
Oh, I'd probably have to say Jack, just because that's what I've been playing with the longest. But, I mean, anybody can hit it, so.
Y'all have a lot of chemistry very clearly. Y'all push it to 23-8 on the season, 10-0 in district. By the way, that's 24 straight district wins for you guys. What do you think you guys have to do to close out the stretch? You still have a tough game against a team like Crockett, and you have to go to your rival's place in McCallum at the end of the season.
Absolutely. We just try to emphasize, staying focused through each and every game and going through our game plan, and just learning what the other team does and executing what we do. So.
Well, thanks, Mike. I'm glad you were able to join us. Excellent game for you. You are just you're driving this offense, and a lot of the times you're driving this defense, just getting these deflections and getting these pokes just to lead to fast breaks. That's so important to your offense. 78 points, for y'all today, and you were a big part of that. So thanks for joining me. Good luck to y'all throughout the rest of the season, and you have a great night and a great rest of your week. We'll see you Friday, man.
Thank you.
And there you have it. That was Mike Wagner, big number 11, with 11 points today. His scoring has really upticked over the last couple games. It's been an excellent few games for Mike, as now we're ready to send it back to the quote-unquote studio, which is just, turning off the stream. But Jack Francis, Bennett Blackerby, Mike Wagner, and Nate Langley are all guys into double figures for Anderson today. The high was Bennett Blackerby with 22. Jiv Sylvester really put it on for the Northeast Raiders, but it wasn't enough. He had 17. The Trojans pick up a big win here, 78-49, and that'll do it for us. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the broadcast tonight. I have been Jack Farrell. Hope you all have a great night and a great rest of your week. We'll be back on Friday when we take the longest road trip of our season in the district slate, all the way down to Lockhart. Might go down early and grab some barbecue, but the Anderson Trojans will be thinking about one thing and one thing only, and that's keeping this undefeated streak alive. It's looking very real. You could push it to 2 years in a row as the postseason looms. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. I have been Jack Farrell. Always a pleasure. Hope you all have a great night.